Good morning. I am Day. DAA are my initials. I am in recovery from loss, grief, trauma, and addiction. In my years of actively pursuing intentional wellness and recovery, I have found some precious tools to place in my toolbox that have really helped me and are still continuing to help me walk this recovery journey. I invite you to walk with me on the recovery journey of hope, renewal, resilience, and self reflection as we read DHB, Devotion, Health, and Beauty, Daily Affirmations, Reflections, Devotions, and Meditations. Fair Use, Daily Reflections. This is a book of reflections by AA members for AA members. March 1st. It works. It works. It really does. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 88. When I got sober, I initially had faith only in the program of Alcoholics Anonymous. Desperation and fear kept me sober, and maybe a caring and/or tough sponsor helped. Faith in a higher power came much later. This faith came slowly at first, after I began listening to others share at meetings about their experiences that I had never faced sober, but that they were facing with strength from a higher power. Out of their sharing came hope that I too would and could get a higher power. In time, I learned that a higher power, a faith that works under all conditions, is possible. Today, this faith, plus the honesty, open mindedness, and willingness to work the steps of the program, gives me the serenity that I seek. It works. It really does. Fair use. Courage to change one day at a time. In Al Anon, March 1st. Sometimes knowledge isn't all it's cracked up to be. Naturally, it can be helpful to look at past experiences for information about ourselves and our relationships. There is much to be learned from inventories, memories, and reasoning things out with others. But waiting for insight can become an excuse to avoid action. For example, some of us fall into the trap of trying to analyze alcoholism. We don't want to accept the reality of our circumstances because we haven't yet figured out the rhyme and reason of it. The fact is that alcoholism is an illogical disease. We may never fully comprehend it. Nevertheless, we have an obligation to ourselves to accept the reality in which we live and to act accordingly. Others want to ignore the spiritual nature of the Al Anon program, waiting for a clear and comfortable understanding of a higher power. Many of us never attain that clarity, yet we manage to develop rewarding relationships with a power greater than ourselves by taking the action and praying anyway. Today's reminder: information can be wonderfully enlightening, but it is not the answer to every problem. I will be honest about my motives today. The Zen proverb reads, "If you understand, things are just as they are. If you do not understand, things are just as they are." Fair use. Just for today, daily meditations for recovering addicts, March 1st. Anxiety attack. The power that brought us to this program is still with us and will continue to guide us if we allow it. Basic text, page 27. Ever had a panic attack? Everywhere we turn, life's demands overwhelm us. We're paralyzed and we don't know what to do about it. How do we break an anxiety attack? First, we stop. We can't deal with everything at once, so we stop for a moment to let things settle. Then we take a spot inventory of the things that are bothering us. We examine each item, asking ourselves this question: how important is it really? In most cases, we'll find that most of our fears and concerns don't need our immediate attention. We can put those aside and focus on the issues that really need to be resolved right away. Then we stop again and ask ourselves, who's in control here anyway? This helps remind us that our higher power is in control. We seek our higher power's will for the situation, whatever it is. We can do this in any number of ways: through prayer, talks with our sponsor or NA friends, or by attending a meeting and asking others to share their experience. When our higher power's will becomes clear to us, we pray for the ability to carry it out. Finally, we take action. Anxiety attacks need not paralyze us. We can utilize the resources of the NA program to deal with anything that comes our way. Just for today, my higher power has not brought me all this way in recovery only to abandon me. When anxiety strikes, I will take specific steps to seek God's continuing care and guidance. Fair use. Today, Emotions Anonymous, March 1st. Reflection for today. Our insistent analyzing could mean our failure to get well and eventually cost us our lives. It is as if we're standing in a burning fire trying to understand the principles of oxidation and how or why the fire might have started before we make plans for escape. What we need to do is get out of the fire first and try to understand later. For a long time, we will stand on the edge of our old lives and think about going back. Have I made a clear choice? Meditation for today. May I learn how to relate to you rather than to my analytical mind. Today I will remember: stop analyzing, act. Fair use. Strengthening my recovery. Meditations for adult children of alcoholics' dysfunctional families. March 1. The steps. The steps sometimes work even if a person picks at them like a finicky child forking a lump of unwanted spinach. Such half measures often create the personal discomfort that motivates the adult child into greater action and personal growth. BRB, page 93. Many adult children join ACA and keep coming back for years, but it seems like there is little change in their lives because they talk about the same things each time they share. They may even complain about certain aspects of the program, seemingly as a reason for things not changing. Those of us who are unable to rid ourselves of our judgmental nature think these people are just not working the program correctly. We wonder why they even bother coming. But we've seen it happen time and time again. People who hang around long enough start making a shift in how they think and respond. It's as if they suddenly realize that they've been stuck and now it's time to do something about it. Maybe they finally get uncomfortable enough with the way things are, and because they've actually been listening all these years, the switch is turned on. In cases like this, it can be wondrous to see the power of the program at work. The affirmation reads, on this day, I will not judge how another person works or doesn't work their program. It is not my job. I will focus on myself and my own recovery. DHB, Devotion, Health, and Beauty Recovery Network, Daily Affirmations, meditations, reflections, and devotions read by me, Day. Like, share, subscribe, and most of all, be the you that you are created to be, one day at a time.